Hey future Floridians, welcome back to the channel. If you're thinking about moving to St. Pete, Florida, probably one of the first things on your mind is what does it cost to live there? Well, you're in luck. In today's video, we're gonna cover everything relating to the cost of living in St. Petersburg, Florida, from housing payments to utilities to grocery bills. We cover it all. So if this is something that interests you, watch to the end of the video and get all the information you've been looking for. Let's get into it. So first up, let's talk about housing. And housing is near and dear to my heart. I am a homeowner here in St. Petersburg, Florida. I also run one of the top brokerages in the city, helping people every day with buying, selling, investing in real estate. So when it comes to housing, I like to think of myself as an expert. I can tell you that the median rent price here in St. Petersburg is about $2,150, and the median sales price for a home here is about $475,000. Now, obviously, there can be some fluctuations to that. We have a lot of luxury opportunities here in St. Petersburg, from condos to waterfront properties. There's also a lot of much more affordable places here in St. Petersburg, maybe a smaller home or a smaller condo that can be well above or below those median prices. There's also some cities slightly out of St. Petersburg, but still a relatively short drive in where you could go for a little bit of a lower cost of living for housing. But those are the average ballparks, something for you to compare to where you're coming from, so you can get an idea of what it may cost compared to where you're living now. So now let's talk about utilities. For the average St. Pete resident, the utility bill is going to run somewhere in the ballpark of $280 to $390 a month. Now this is average for the average resident, and it includes everything from electric to water to trash to internet. And so obviously there's going to be some fluctuations based off of the size of home, maybe be a little bit higher on the higher end if you have a bigger home, or if you're in a smaller home or a small condo here, you could expect the bill to be slightly on the lower end there. That's a good ballpark for you to expect, around $280, $390 a month. In the winter months, you do get a little bit of a dip in the price of your electric bill, just because it gets cool here, but not so cool you need to throw on the heater. So a lot of people just keep their ACs off in some of the winter months, open up the windows and let the fresh air in. But then in the summer months, you kind of more than make up for it. And in the summer months, you have your AC running, keeping you cold, and it is working in the summer here in St. Petersburg, Florida. So obviously there's some considerations, but that $280 to $390 price point is about what you could expect. Next up, let's talk transportation costs. St. Petersburg as a whole is a car-dependent city. So on average, residents here in St. Petersburg can expect to spend around $100 to $200 a month on gas, depending on the type, size of vehicle you drive, and how much you're driving. If you're commuting back and forth to Tampa, obviously you're gonna be on the higher end of that range, same as if you drive a big truck or something. And then it might be different if you drive a hybrid or a Prius, or if you have a Tesla, your gas bill is nothing. So obviously it's gonna change depending on your situation. Our average resident spends about $100 to $200 a month on gas. There are some public transportation options for people who don't want to depend on a car, something you could look into that'll be a lot more cost effective. And if you live in our downtown area, a lot of your day-to-day commuting is gonna be walking, or we have city scooters, things like that you can use, which will really cut down on your costs. But on average, you will need a car to get around, and you can expect to spend somewhere around $100 to $200 a month on gas. Okay, so now let's talk about food, a topic that's very near and dear to my heart. The average resident in St. Petersburg spends about $250 to $300 a month on their grocery bill, and that's before eating out. Now, obviously you can go much above this. We have a lot of very fancy grocery stores here. You could choose to shop at Fresh Market or Whole Foods. Publix is a Floridian staple. I'm a Publix kind of guy, but Aldi has some really good deals, really good specials. So obviously there's gonna be some variance here depending on your size of household, how bougie you go with your tomatoes, but on average, about $300 a month should be just fine to cover an average person's grocery bill. When it comes to eating out, we have a ton of dining options, some more expensive than others, but on average, a casual dining establishment here might cost $12 to $25 a plate, all the way up to, multi-$100 for a nice dinner out if you choose to go to one of the fancier spots. So now let's talk about entertainment and lifestyle when it comes to St. Petersburg, Florida. And this is a budget category that could go from $0 up to many dollars. And this is gonna depend on the specific lifestyle you wanna live. I'm just gonna kind of touch on the average basics that I think most St. Pete residents find a way to work into their daily schedules. So first off, St. Pete has a ton of free things that you can do. We have no shortage of outdoor activities. I love to go kayaking by the pier. Every time I go out there, I see dolphins. We have a ton of parks. We have gorgeous beaches only a short drive away. There's no shortage of getting out into nature and, having a good time soaking up some sun. And that's something you can do day to day. Then on a recurring basis, we'll have other free outdoor activities that you can do, like Saturday morning markets, which happen in downtown St. Petersburg. In the holidays, there's free holiday lights that make up the pier and all the parks and make a gorgeous scene to walk through. And these are all free. They're just seasonal or tied to a specific date in the year. One step above that, you would have kind of paid admission things. St. Pete has some amazing museums. Museum admission usually costs something like $15 to $30 per ticket. However, if you have a library card here, you can get free museum tickets to visit without having to pay. They just limit you. So I think, if they've already rented out that museum ticket, you can't go to that museum until it's returned in the same way a book would be. But 15 to 30 bucks, or you can get it free from the library. Then there's no shortage of things above a level above that when it comes to expense. You can go see shows at the theater. You can go to concerts that could happen. You can make a short drive into Tampa and see, the Bucks play at the stadium, or I talked about this in a different video, but I went to go see Ed Sheeran in Tampa. Those things might cost $100, $150 per ticket. So no shortage of things to do. Hard to give a ballpark average estimate here. A couple $100s a month though would easily have you experiencing all the things that St. Pete has to offer. So all in all, St. Pete is an amazing place to live. The cost of living here isn't too crazy, definitely not like other markets like Miami or Tampa, but is an amazing place to call home. If you want to make a move to St. Petersburg, Florida, please get in touch. All of our information is down in the description below, and we'd love to help you find your dream home in St. Petersburg. Until next time, hit the subscribe button, the like button, and we'll see you in the next video.